Communication is truly key in any relationship, and while some of us are maybe more gabby than others,
Really?
perhaps I'll go out on a limb, communication skills in relationships may actually require coaching and practice to get it just right.
Exactly. It's worth every effort because if your communication skills aren't what they should be, your relationships can suffer. And here to share more on the powers of effective communication is Dr. Craig West and Lara Popiak.
Nice
I
to
know,
see you
which
guys.
I should know, Laura. She used to be our producer. She was just giving me that producer look. She's like froze me. See, I can't communicate when she's
It's part
around.
of our communication style. She's able to be honest and open. And Dr. West, tell us about PsychWest. Is that part of it, getting people to be able to express themselves better?
Yeah, so PsychWest, what we do is we provide individual therapy to children and adults, and we also provide assessments and evaluations for children and adults. And we also have the Couples Communication Enrichment Program, which helps assist couples in communicating more effectively to increase their satisfaction within their relationship. And what people don't know is we also will take healthcare benefits as well, so their healthcare insurance might actually be able to pay for some of
Really?
these services.
Really?
Yeah.
So it pays to do a little research and find out.
That's right, and if they give us a call, we'll do the research for them, and we'll call their healthcare plan to figure out if they cover some of the services
Right.
that we provide.
Now, there's a reason that Laura is here. You have something called the Couples Communicative Evaluation Scale. Tell
Yeah.
us about that and Laura's participation.
Yeah, well, Laura and her husband offered to come in and take the test so they can learn a little bit more about how they communicate as a couple. And the CSES is a test that assists couples in understanding their communication profile, assessing their strengths and their weaknesses, verbally, non-verbally, and their listening skills. And we did that with Laura and her husband, came up with some ideas.
Now, Laura, your husband wasn't able to make it today, but you guys took the evaluation scale, couples communicative evaluation scale.
Did.
What did you think about the experience, and did you find it really helped your relationship?
We had a great time actually with Dr. West. We went through counseling a couple years ago, and we actually really believe that it saved our marriage when we were going through some issues within the marriage. And we took the test, and kind of as a checkup, as a way to say, you know, are we on track? Are we doing the right things? Dr. West gave us some additional tools to use, some ways to communicate better, what was working, what wasn't working, and just really for us to show that all the hard work that we had put into our marriage and the counseling was really paying off, and that we were on the right track. And it was just a great check-in for us, and we had a great time, and it was really valuable. So.
And I don't think it matters how well you think you communicate with people, because I do think that I'm a pretty good communicator,
Right.
but I also believe that some people should be able to read my mind, and that's not always the case. I mean, so even if you do think you're a good communicator, you may be
Right.
lacking.
Yeah, and
you
it's
may
more-
need a little help.
And it's more about interacting with one another rather than just the verbal communication, which is one of the things that we share with couples.
And I give you such props for doing this, Laura, because I know you have young kids, and sometimes just having like a grunt is all the communication you can do
Right.
with your spouse during the day.
Right.
That's not good. Dr. West, elaborate more about the results of what can happen when you do an experience like Laura and her husband did.
Yeah. Well, we for instance, we have their profile. It's right there on the screen as well. But if we look at the profile, it has 5 levels, the CSES. It has a level 1, very satisfied, all the way to a level 5, very dissatisfied in the relationship, or communication difficulties. And with Laura, the first thing that I did is I looked at the critical scale scores, and that item measures a couple's whether couples engage in significantly harmful or hurtful ways of communication. That would be affairs, domestic violence issues, those types of issues, or name calling. And they scored a level 2, indicating that there's no significant concerns in their relationship regarding the critical items. I then looked at their overall communication score, which was a 2, indicating that they communicate fairly effectively. And then I spoke with Laura and her husband, and I focused on the verbal, nonverbal, and the listening components of the communication. For instance, I looked at how Laura perceives her communication and how she perceives her husband is communicating. And she reported that verbally, non-verbally, and listening, that her perception was that she was able to communicate fairly well with Mike, talks to him, engages in a lot of nonverbal behaviors appropriately, and listening, she's able to attend to her husband. Not only is she able to attend to her husband, she's able to understand him and his thoughts and feelings. So we get really specific. Matter of fact, looking at Mike's score, she perceived his nonverbal as a 1, very satisfied, and we talked about that. And he was very. I
Well.
guess he's actually a very cuddly and engaging individual.
Well, we also want to point out too that they have it doubly challenging because they are married and they work together too.
Right. Well,
as
and
well.
yes, and for them to be at a level 2, very satisfied and satisfied within their relationship and communicating in such a great way is a tribute to the hard work that they do.
So how do people get started?
Well, they can they can visit our website at couplescommunicationprogram.com, and they can call us at 877-360-CSEP or 2237 and give us a call, and they can come see me, and I will
In October too.
You have a
Yes.
special, right,
Yes.
for us? Okay.
Yes. And so they can come in for a free consultation, and then our special, they can purchase either the test or purchase a October 16th workshop, and they will receive a $50 Visa gift card they can use anywhere where Visa is accepted. If they purchase both the test, the premium test, and the workshop, then they're going to receive a $100 Visa gift card, and that's for the first 50 callers. So
Okay.
they
Okay.
need to call right
So
away.
get going.
Yes.
We like
And,
that.
and your relationships depend on it, so money well spent. Thank
That's
you,
right.
Dr. West. Always
Yeah.
nice to see you too.
It's nice to see you guys.
Thank you.
We like to see Laura healthy and happy in her
Yes.
marriage.
Me too.
He cares.
Yeah.